afternoon, students. I am Dr. Rajavardhan. We will discuss today about television news format. Do you know television news format? Have you seen television news in fact? When you switch on your television, you see that television anchors read stories and then there are various visuals which are being shown. So, television news format is a format in which you show the television news to the audience or to the viewers in fact. So, there are various categories of television news, there are various kinds of television news. So, we will today discuss about that. So, the first television news format is dry news. Dry news means there is no visual related with it. What happens that suppose there is emergency, there is a breaking news which comes to your desk and immediately it should be informed to the audience, to the viewers. So, what editor does that he says it to anchor and anchor immediately announces it and there is no visual related with it. So, dry news is a news format in which there is only anchor script, there is no visual related with it. So, this news is called dry news. But immediately after that, the editor may decide that if although they may not have visual, they should think that there may be some graphics related with it. So, there is one graphics department in television news. So, they ask the graphic man to make a graphic related with that news. So, next time when the news is aired with the help of graphics. So, the first news anchor reads this story and a graphics is shown on the television screen. So, this news format is called news with graphics, news with graphics. In short, it is called graphics, GFX, news with graphics. Another news format is AV format. In this, the AV is a short form, it is called audio visual. In audio visual, the anchor reads this story and there is related video available with it. So, when the anchor reads, there is another visual which is being shown to the viewers. So, the same visual which has been sent by the reporter is shown to the audience or the viewer, and this news format is called audio visual. Meantime, it may happen that the reporter may have taken some bite. Bite is a piece of information, a piece of information which I have taken on record by reporter. So, a news which is aired with visual and bite is called audio visual bite. The short form for it is AVB, AVB. So, in this AVB news format, there is anchor script, the anchor reads it and there is visual and there is one bite related with that incident or that story. So, this is called AVB news format. There is another news format which is called AVBB. In this, there are two bites. One shows the one side of the story and another bite shows about the another side of the story. Suppose there is one person who has alleged that someone has taken bribe, then in first bite we will show about the allegations and in another bite we will show about the explanation. Suppose there is one person who alleges that district magistrate has taken bribe, then in one bite we will show about the allegation, in another bite we will give the story of the district magistrate side. So, both the story is balanced. So, this is AVBB format. In this, anchor reads this story and the visual is shown, then there is another bite and just after that bite another bite. So, two bites are there, that is why it is called AVBB, audio visual bite news format. Another news format is short news format. Sometimes what happens that there is an international story or there is cricket story in which there is no bite available, but it is so important that the audience or the viewer needs to be informed in detail. So in this short format, what happens that anchor just introduces the story, that there is some important crisis or there is China crisis or another crisis, there may be some crisis in Kashmir or another part of the country or another part of the world. So what they do, that anchor just introduces the story and the visual is shown, and besides this visual, audio also comes with that visual. So that news format is called short news format. In that there is no bite, but there is explanation of the incident, there is explanation of the story with audio. There is another news format which is called package. This is a complete information. Package is called a complete story. In this, there are different sections of package. The first section is called anchor story. In that anchor story or anchor script, there is a script which anchor has to read it out on the television screen. Then there is VO1. VO is the full short form of voiceover. So in VO1, you just introduces the story. So whatever the story is, you introduce it in VO1, and then there is a bite related with voiceover. Then there is another VO2, which again explains the story, and there is another bite related with VO2, and there is now final VO. In that final VO, you conclude the story. So this should be the proper format for package. So there are various sections in package, but there is no need, there is no rule that there shall be only 2 VO or 3 VO in package. There may be different VOs. There may be 4 VO, there may be 5 VO, there shall be a final, there has to be a final VO. Apart from that, after final VO or before starting the package, there may be piece to camera, that is P2C. So in a package, that's why it is called package, is a full information of story, full complete information. You give complete information in a package. So the package, there may be P2C or there may not be P2C. It is not required, but it has to be, bite should be with there, and there should be both the view of the bite, it should be balanced. You cannot give only one bite that someone has alleged, and you should not give other bite that other side of information. Both side of information of a story should be given in package. That's why it is called complete information. P2C, there are 3 types of P2C. P2C is a information which is being given by the reporter from the spot. So from where he is reporting, he gives some information to increase the credibility, to inform the public more better way. So P2C are 3 types: beginning P2C, bridge P2C, and end P2C. So likewise in package, you can include beginning P2C. So you may start the package with P2C and then VO and then bite and then another VO and then bite and then final VO. Or you may incorporate the P2C in between, then it shall be called bridge P2C. So you may bridge it with voiceover 1 and voiceover 2 or wherever you may require. It depends upon your creative talent and your creativity and your own planning and your own decision. Or it may happen that you decide that just after the package, after the final VO, you should incorporate the P2C. So this is called end P2C. In it, whatever has been shown, at last the reporter concludes the story. The reporter concludes the story. So that's why it is called end P2C. Another news format is Vox Pop. In this Vox Pop, what is Vox Populi? In fact, this is a Latin word in which you see the Vox Pop is a short form for Vox Populi. In this, there are voices of different people. Sometimes it may happen, suppose there is a railway budget in which visual is not important, what is the reaction of others, what is the reaction of public is more important. In that, there is no only one bite, there may be 10 bites, there may be 15 bites, there may be a bite related with housewife, there may be another bite with students, there may be another reaction of professors, there may be another reaction of some doctor or other person, that how the budget will affect them. So in this case, we just air the bites only, bite after bite, bite after bite. So if there is more than 3 bites, then we call it vox populi. So it happens when the visual is not important, the reaction or the bite is important. At that time, we apply this news format, and this news format is called vox populi, and in short it is called vox pop. There are various news formats which have been developed in the process of working. So these are the various news formats which are prevalent in the industry, which are being used in the industry. But this doesn't mean that you cannot creatively upgrade or you can creatively introduce a new kind of format. The basic principle is that the viewers or the audience should be better informed, should be informed in such a way that your message is communicated. And you know the principle of communication, you know the process of communication. The process of communication ends only when your information is completely passed to the receiver. So when you are informing to the viewer, you are just sender and you are sending some message, and the person who is receiving it is a receiver. So the message should be communicated properly. So if for this proper communication, if you develop a new kind of news format, it is always welcome. These are only news formats which are prevalent in the industry and which have been developed because of the new technology, because of the advent of technology. And now, as you know, we are in the process of convergence of journalism, in which internet has become a platform in which all the formats of media, all the different formats of media has converged into one platform, and that is internet. So with this convergence of media, there are large scope for developing new kind of news format. So these are news formats which are prevalent in the industry. But if you think there should be another kind of story, there should be another kind of narrative, there may be another kind of telling the story, telling the information to the public, then it could also be. Thank you.